But for how long are we going to go? For how long are we going to keep quiet for? For how long? For how long? Imagine children staying at home for more than 3 months. Do you know how crazy that is? You want to raise gangbangers? We are talking about terrorism in Nigeria. You are keeping our children at home. The children that they can just brainwash and give them a bag or bomb to go and put somewhere. Do you understand? The bad people can take advantage of these kids.
Very well.
This same Wike now that is in charge.
Very wicked man.
I am hearing that he gave his son land of over $2.something billion. Man, that's the people's cuisine. The people should not try to get me to talk based on your rule. I don't know. I'm just saying my mind, okay? Please.
Say your mind.
Okay, give me my mind.
You say your mind.
They don't seem to have hope in the country because of how careless our leaders are, because of how irresponsible our leaders are. They call these children the leaders of tomorrow, but you have blocked the path of education that will enable them to even try to lead tomorrow, and it is not fair. I think we have like, I don't know, the people seen here before. I want to get I didn't know that they were here. Why are they coming to protest for the political. I will just talk about Wike has failed us. You blind everybody's face with flyover and bridges. Now bridge we go chop. You use all the money where you use to work. Use and go print big banner all over Abuja. You write Mr. Projects everywhere, but you have not actually executed any project at all. Most of the roads he's doing now is the road that some people started. He's just completing them and the glory. And some people, they are using it for them to say, oh, Wike is doing well. But no, he's actually not doing nothing. Because if the people under you are complaining that they know they see food chop, then it's a problem. All these people they're older than I am. For them to come here today, see that man where they are, White said ABS, this one White said, this one White said, this one. They don't be complain about these things for the longest. And it's possible that I will still complain I will say my head and nothing will be done. But again, before I drop this mic, we Nigerians have a problem. We have dementia. Forgetfulness. Nigeria is not a country where some people will still be campaigning. Campaigning is useless in this country, and I will tell you why. If you know you are working, you don't need to campaign. If you are working, you don't need to campaign. If you are coming from the airport to Abuja, you see President Bola Ahmed Tinubu picture down to the FCTA. You are the president's government. Why are you campaigning? Because you are not certain of your administration. They celebrated 2 years of being in office without no project, without an actual project. You will go and do giveaway in the north. Giveaway is not empowerment. Giving a bag of rice is not empowerment. Even if the students go back to school today, there's still high chance that insecurity can meet them in their offices, in their schools. Every day by day, people are getting kidnapped. The problem is actually too massive. It's so bad that Nigerians are not used to people dying. You see on the news, they'll say 200 people died. Nigerians will move on because they are used to that news. When does it actually stop? It goes beyond what we are here for. There is a very big problem. There is a very, very, very big problem. Let me tell you something that is happening now. But I don't know why the person of the land there, I will have the opportunity to talk about this. There is a man. He has a property in Aso Drive. Listen. In Aso Drive. One day the man contacted me. He gave me a story and said he was going to give me as much as 20 million naira to publish the story. I said, oh, I don't take money to publish anything. Do you understand? So hold your money, what is the problem? Now, he alleged that his property in Aso Drive was demolished. Listen, a very big building. The building was demolished. Why? He said the sad thing, he noticed that from his house, they can see Femi Badamiala's swimming pool. So from his house, they can see Femi Badamiala's swimming pool. It actually made no sense to me. From nowhere, they came to meet him that they want to buy his property. They offered him 4 billion. He said, no, my property in Aso Drive is worth 8 billion. Cut the long story short, they revoked the land from him. He was sitting at home, he didn't know they had revoked the land. These people came with caterpillar and armed men, security operative, with caterpillar and started hitting the building. He came out and started crying. He now told them that this property belongs to him. They went to court, the court told them to stop. But guess what? They still went on to demolish the building. As I'm speaking to you now, if you go there, that particular building is you can even play football there. Now guess what he said? He said on the last day they came for demolition, it was Wike that championed everything. He was the one that led them to demolition meeting. He alleged. And now that
Quick facts. Public primary school teachers in Abuja have been on indefinite strike since March 24, 2025, now over 90 days, primarily over non-implementation of the N7000 minimum wage and related salary allowance arrears. The National Association of Nigerian Students (NANS) issued a 7-day ultimatum to FCT Minister Wike to reopen schools, formally mobilizing a mass protest scheduled for July 2, 2025. Primary school teachers have declared their intention to join the NANS-led protest, citing the closure of schools and denial of education as deliberate negligence and disregard. Meanwhile, FCT workers, including enforcement squad, civil servants, and health staff, are also demonstrating at Wike's office over unpaid salaries, hazard allowances, and withheld overhead funds. Reaction and analysis. 1. Children denied education for over 3 months. This prolonged strike is not just an administrative failure. It directly robs thousands of young students, especially from low-income families, of their right to basic education. For over 90 days, pupils have been kept away from classrooms, effectively locking them out of foundational learning and social development. 2. Teachers and students unify in protest. The joint action by the teachers under the Nigeria Union of Teachers (NUT) and students under NANS amplifies the moral weight of the protest. It's rare for both educators and learners to stand together, signaling that the crisis has reached a tipping point for both care providers and recipients. 3. Beyond salaries, systemic governance red flags. While the pleas nominally concern wages, this strikes a deeper chord. Teachers and FCT workers complain not only of pay arrears, but of mismanagement, lack of overhead funds, halted promotions, and withheld hazard allowances. The protest is as much an indictment of institutional misgovernance as it is about economic grievances. 4. Political stakes for Minister Wike and the FCTA. Reports say Wike plans to meet NANS and area council chairpersons to address reopening plans and a bailout mechanism. FCTA to cover 60% of arrears, councils 40%, with top-up via withheld internally generated revenue. Yet public frustration has escalated, signaling that these meetings must translate into visible actions or risk further unrest. 5. Symbolism and public sentiment. The student-led protest in black attire, a symbolic mourning of basic education's death, underlines how deeply this resonates with parents and society. Also, activists like Very Darkman staging mock classes at Wike's gate have drawn visuals that powerfully underscore the narrative. Children literally barred from gaining knowledge. Length of disruption. Over 90 days of school lockdown since March 24, 2025. Today is July 2, 2025. Wage demands. Teachers demand implementation of N70 national minimum wage and arrears. Other staff demand hazard allowances and overhead funds. Unified protest. Today's protest involves both NUT and NANS alongside FCT, Workers Abroad Coalition, voicing a collective breakdown in public services. Government response. Suspension of protest announced following negotiations, but full resolution hinges on whether agreed payments materialize. The bottom line, this protest isn't just about salaries, it's a wake-up call for governance. In Abuja, the confluence of teacher-pupil protests with civil servant agitation signals a deep institutional malaise under the FCTA, unless FCT Minister Wike's intervention translates into concrete reopening of schools, salary and allowance payments, and systemic reforms. The credibility of the administration and Nigeria's commitment to basic education remains under serious threat. The solidarity shown today should be a turning point. For the sake of the children's future, these classrooms must reopen and the workers must be paid.